Welcome to St Werburghs Community Centre, which is in East Bristol. My name is Linda Bell and I'm the Centre Director. The St Werburghs Centre is in the heart of the communities of Ashley and Easton. It was previously a Victorian school and it's had many different guises over the years, but in 1999 the Community Association took over management of the centre from Bristol City Council after being involved here since it started in 1972. When we first moved into the building, there were a lot of problems. It's an old building, it had subsidence, it had problems with the electricity, the roof was leaking, the heating was inadequate. Just about everything that you could think of that could go wrong in a building was going wrong. But we decided as a community organisation to do something about it because we knew what it could offer the community. It's been very important to identify community needs and take them along with us because it is based in the neighbourhoods of Ashley and Easton, and they're the people who will use the centre, they're the people that the centre's there for. So it was absolutely vital that everybody was on board with what was happening. After talking to the community, we initially came away with quite a sort of substantial piece of work which we used, it included mapping the community, getting community opinions. It was very useful because it then led to the next stages. It informed the decision making from then on. After speaking with locals, the next step was to approach the council and to start identifying people in the council who could give us help and support in the future. As the building's owners and as partly our funders, it was really important that we talk to them about the problems straight away and flag up to them what the difficulties were and start the dialogue about what remedies there would be. We discussed those problems with the Community Buildings Officer and the Property Officer of the City Council and also our local politicians. The steps that were taken by us going to the council was to actually provide them with a report of our own on the building conditions and with a request that those conditions are reviewed. Unfortunately, the council building repair for community buildings is quite low, so we started to talk to them about what other funds there might be available. What the council advised us to do was to look elsewhere for funds to use our charitable status in order to create some kind of capital bid, and we then proceeded to do that. We went from talking to the council to talking to GSS via a pro bono day in Bristol.
Hi, my name's Marcus McGowan. I work for GSS Architecture, who are a local-based architectural practice. We've been working with St Werburghs for a couple of years now, helping them obtain the funding first of all, and from then on managing and designing the construction of the new annex and the refurbishment. On a day-to-day basis at the moment, the partnership working is generally managing the works on site, overcoming problems as they arise, and managing the financial aspects and reporting back to the lottery and funding agencies.
So building this relationship helped us move this project into the application stage.
The application process for the community asset funding was quite complex and quite in-depth.
In order to get the CAT funding, we would have to be in partnership with the local authority, and we knew that the local authority only had the opportunity to choose two partners, and we were determined to be one of those two partners.
St Werburghs Community Association really shone because they actually produced all the necessary evidence that influenced the decision makers. The council felt that St Werburghs were the ideal candidate because they were ready at the right time, the building was available for transfer, and it's a building that's already very much used by the local community.
For the City Council to choose us was absolutely fantastic and a real boost to the organisation. This represented a major step in our progress towards achieving what we wanted for the community. After the councillors said yes and agreed that we would be lead partners, we then went into the assessment process of the CAT bid, a 6-month period in which we had to produce our very detailed capital delivery plan. It included the architect's drawings, it included the costings, it included the consultations, and it also crucially included the legal side of this, which was an agreement with Bristol City Council that they would actually give us the lease on acceptance of the bid. We submitted the capital delivery plan within the 6-month period given to us. Then we had the go-ahead. Then it was getting very, very, very exciting. And this is when we started talking to the Development Trust Association about what support we would need in order to lead this project. We first approached the DTA in 1999 when we joined, and through the years we've been able to keep track of the community assets agenda through the information that they've sent us, through our membership of the DTA and through various support programmes that they've worked on with us. When the builders arrived on site, it was fantastic. We've been striving for many years to achieve this, and there we were, right on the edge of actually moving forward. The builders came on site and everything started to change. Problems started to happen. There were some major problems with the site of the new annex. The groundworks were in much poorer condition than we ever could have anticipated. Work stopped there at a potential cost of many thousands of pounds a day. We had massive hired machinery standing idle. That had to be solved. We'd originally had a plan to take parts of the building back in a sequence, but we weren't able to do that anymore. We would just had to then start living and working with a whole different set of circumstances. We overcame it by not letting a failure in the past stop us from actually having another go and looking again at where else that we could succeed in this. It's about perseverance, it's about knowing that you're doing the right thing. You have to aim towards a certain goal and don't be sidetracked by that. I think the lesson that's been learnt here is that local community groups can lead major projects. They can manage buildings that were previously owned by the local authority. The future is very, very bright for this community. We'll continue to grow and develop on this site, and we need to continue all the while to listen to our users, to listen to our communities, and to respond to community needs.